Ja, wir sind wieder dabei mit Tool Time und ab diesem Moment ändert sich etwas für euch, denn we will switch now to English language, which is a bit complicated for me because I'm not a native English speaker. It's much easier for you, Max Meschler, because you are neither a German native speaker nor an English native speaker. Because what's the name of the language you are speaking?
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bright and grown up blood.
Yeah. Well, for me, English is also not super easy. As you say, I'm not a native speaker, but after my last 3 weeks in the US, it got a bit better now. So.
It's more easy for you, so I hope that some of you might understand what I'm trying to say. Because for us, it's just a test. We want to test if we will be able to reach also English speakers with our videos. In the past, we tried only to make our videos in the German language, and a lot of you guys asked for an English version of it. And especially for me, it's a bit complicated, and so I hope that Max will be helpful today. Our topic today will be, what's the name of your brand?
MXLR.
Why MXLR?
It's a short-term version of Max Meschler, but my second name is a bit hard to spell for not German guys. So internationally, everyone calls me, when they call my name, they say Makler.
I've never heard, when I was attending races or visiting races in Japan, I've never heard MXLR. Why?
Could be the reason because I never went to Japan so far, so maybe that's the reason.
Okay, but maybe this year?
Let's see.
Maybe next year? Okay, so your brand name is MXLR.
Yeah.
And it's called MX. Because you are using MX, you are using MXLR, and you are using the MXLR.com. So you have 3 different kinds of pronouncing and spelling.
Yeah, it covers all the possibilities of my name, Max Meschler. So it's a combination of everything, and it stands for my whole name in the end.
And what you're doing with your brand is you are buying cheap Chinese products, printing your name on it and selling it for a very high price, and say that you are the world champion, and the world champion products are now for high class quality and high class price, isn't it?
Absolutely not.
No, it's not from China. Is it from Taiwan?
Well, to be honest, we have a few products that we also source in China or Asia region. Because if you are at the right places, they are made very well, if you have the right contacts. But I think any of my products so far is a rebranding or just putting the name on a product and say it's mine. So far, every product I'm doing is developed by myself, done by myself, tested by myself, and with the help of a few of my friends and team drivers, also from Awesomatix side and other places. These products, if they can survive these tests on track, like crash testing and everything, and also suitable for the design of the car and easy to handle in the car and installation, then I will try to make a product out of it. But there's any relabeling or something like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with relabeling. It's a common thing in RC, but it's not what my brand stands for.
So you want to be yourself, and you want that your products are always MXLR branded.
Yeah.
Not just a name.
Yeah.
It's also combined also with your work. And if you're going to Asia, you're not going to Asia to buy something. You're going to Asia to produce something. Which will be produced exactly after your
I mean, every part I do is drawn and designed by myself. Like I have for every part I do the drawing in CAD, the construction and everything, and get it produced to my specs.
So you're also able to do CAD constructions.
Yeah, like everything is done by myself. I got some help from Oleg, from the Awesomatix designer, how to work in the program, because I'm not an engineer, or I never studied to be an engineer. I'm a car mechanic, and I just learn things myself in my own way. And for sometimes I have,
man.
Yeah,
Self-made Max.
Yeah, like that. So yeah, for sure. Sometimes I have questions how to do anything, and then yeah, they help me out. But for everything that exists under my brand, I done the drawing myself.
Okay, that's very interesting, because copying is something very, very popular in RC business, and seeing that you are doing your own thing is something which is, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's for sure a thing that puts my brand and myself on a different level than others. Everyone can judge if this is better or not, but everything I do with my product, my thing of it is like, if I wouldn't use it in my own car, I will not make the product. So everything, like for example, the bumpers, I print them myself at home, because yeah, some guys can do it themselves. It's easy to buy a 3D printer, yeah, and get it set up, but actually the settings to print stuff are very hard to get right, and I want to have it, it's still 3D printed. It will never match the quality of a CNC machined part, or not as close. But
to be honest, I'm not sure about it. It's the first time I see the new version of your bumper. I've never seen it before, just from pictures. It's the new bumper for the Awesomatix A12.
Yes.
I think we'll go into it in detail later. I think we should start with the Express front bumper, because it's a bit bigger and it's more easy to recognize. You can see this. It's a honeycomb style, and it's not a foam bumper. It's made of what's the name of the material?
It's thermoplastic urethane. Like it's a kind of rubbery plastic.
Yeah, so it's something flexible.
Yes.
And it will absorb the impact.
It's absorbing all the impacts and still holding the structure. And the main thing is, it directly goes back to the original shape, and it doesn't lose the shape.
In this case, we're using a very small bumper, because it's the Express XQ2S, which we are using for our Clubman challenge. And we are combining it with an HPI BMW, how it is called?
E30 M3.
Yeah, which is a very popular car from the 80s or from the 90s?
80s to 90s.
Okay. Yeah, and we are racing it in a way of clubman driving, and it's a special shaped body, and so we need to have a special shaped front bumper, and so we asked you to create a front bumper for it, and so it's just whoa. Oh. And so this is especially made for this class. Usually your bumpers are a bit bigger. What kind of advantage do you see if you compare it with a regular foam bumper?
Just because we talked about the shape overall, mainly I try to have the same footprint as the original bumpers. But like you said, in this case, it's for a special class with a special body shell. So this is not the original shape in the size. So I made this to the perfect fit of the body shell. So normally for the A12 or others, I try to match the original footprint to have a easy change for the customers, to not have to cut or anything else. They can use the original shape.
It's impossible to cut such a bumper.
You can, you can cut everything,
yeah,
but it will destroy the structure and it will look not good.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a special design that fits perfectly with the body shell. I think you don't even need to place a form. Like with this bumper and this body shell is the perfect fit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and it's only needed for this class with this special type of shell. So this is a tailor-made part for this class.
And as far as I know, one of the advantages of those bumper style is that there's no wear on it, or nearly no wear on it.
I mean, for sure, if you race on asphalt and you touch the ground, this also has some wear, but it mostly doesn't. The main advantage is also it absorbs the impacts way better compared to the foam.
And it's remembering the original
it's like a memory, right? For example, I had some tests when I started with all this, and I tried different honeycomb styles. And if you make it too soft, Like for sure, weight is a thing. They are a bit more heavy sometimes than the original form,
but it generates traction in the front and a bit of steering maybe.
Yes, I mean maybe not steering because it's more weight in front, but it helps with the overall balance. Currently, for example, on carpet, we are all placing the weight a bit more forward, so this helps anyway.
What about aerodynamics? Because it's an open structure.
Well,
I don't think so.
But I know other guys tell it's an aerodynamic advantage, but I have no point to prove that. Lap times, in my opinion, doesn't show it.
Yeah.
Like there's no difference from the underground effects.
I do know that Porsche, for example, is using in the front area something looks like a golf ball.
Yeah.
But it's still closed,
and
it's just to accelerate the air, and the other parts of the car is closed. And in this case, if you look under the car, it's still an open structure.
The main issue is I have often the idea about a closed underbody of the car, but it's not so easy to do because even if this would be now, it's no difference if the bumper is closed or open, in my opinion, because there's so many open room under the body shell that this is nearly no effect.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
I actually tried some aerodynamic shaped bumpers when I went to outdoor testing for the World last year, and I could not find any advantage or disadvantage. So, but another in other classes, like for example 12 scale, there's also an important factor. Like the foam bumper, sometimes after a crash in 12 scale crashes happen. It happens.
Especially when you are driving.
Yes. Yeah. And you crash and then the foam bumper, for example, is dragged. Like it's bent down and then it drags for the end of the run on the ground, which costs a lot of time. And in 12 scale, using the TPU printed bumper, it goes back to the original shape and there's a big advantage by that. So in touring car, it's less of a factor because bending of the bumper is not so common because it's a higher material.
For which brands do you offer the?
At the moment we have
bumper?
Awesomatix, Mugen.
Awesomatix for the FX and also for the R?
FX, R, like the R bumper is suitable for all 800 models and A700 models as well. Then we have the A12 bumper, like the current version, but today we have the new version. Then for the Express cars, we have the normal version of it, like which matches the footprint of the normal bumper. Then we have the Club Racer bumper, Clubman, sorry. And we have for Mugen at the moment only for the MTC2, MTC2R, the normal four-wheel touring car. I have drawn up the front wheel version, but didn't make it in production so far.
Maybe we should not go on with that.
Maybe not. I don't know. But and lately we also added for Tamiya TT01 and TT02.
Iris?
And Iris.
Yeah.
I think for Iris they have the same bumper in the front wheel car and the touring car.
They do.
So this is suitable for both of these cars.
I think Tamiya TT01 and TT02 is very, very popular and will become very popular because this might be the most popular cars in the touring car market, especially when it's not the same like you are driving on your high professional level, but for all the guys having fun at the parking lot, I think they will love those kind of front bumpers.
Yeah, I mean it's also proven by our tests on the racetrack. I mean, if I crash, what I do sometimes, I crash really hard because it's on. If you're trying to race at the highest edge and be on the limit, if you crash down, it's always a heavy one.
Yeah.
And I know that I bent, for example, much less parts or broke less parts with my bumper, with the TPU printed bumper, than with the normal foam bumper. So it relates the same to all other cars we put the bumper on. So it helps to prevent breaking the car and saves you on, that's parts on. You can finish a run, right? You don't break the car, the chances that you finish a run is higher.
I've never had any kind of crashes, so I'm not able
you never experienced that, right?
So, I think I'm the most perfect driver on this earth. But now let's go to the latest version of your front bumper. It's the first time I touched this front bumper, and when I see this is the lower surface of it, it looks quite perfect. It's not only the structure of the honeycomb. It's also the surface. It's absolutely flat. It's really absolutely flat. It feels perfect. It's very soft, but it's still it still keeps it. Hi. At this point, we're now in my English version of the video. It keeps its shape.
Yeah,
and I think it's
also like
really
if
cool.
you try, like it's flexible in this way.
Yeah.
Because I try to make it as light as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And this, like in the 12 scale, you have a carbon piece under it where it sits on, so that it's anyway supported, and you don't have this direction because the body posts go through here. Yeah. So this is anyway supported. And then the only way it needs to be strong is like from this area up and down, but this is where it's like bigger and higher again, and then in this way. And this is like, it absorbs the hits but stays very strong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So these are the important features of how the design is. And
why is it thinner in the center of it?
It's just mainly a weight thing, right? To keep the weight down.
Because it's useless at this point. You are just
Maybe you can see it in the video. In the center, there's like a cutout. For sure, it also looks cool. But the main thing of this is like to reduce the weight. To be honest, it's still strong in this area because the outline here is printed a bit thicker than the inside layers. Like, and this adds some toughness and stiffness into it. And overall, why you say the print quality looks a bit different on this than before. It's because we have a new print style and print technique which we used at this bumper, and so the overall outcome looks a bit different than before, but I think it's a very good and nice new style.
Do you think it would be possible to produce it as an injection mold part?
I don't think so, because it would
too complicated.
It's too complicated, and I had ideas or thoughts about to do it, but imagine having this in the mold, and you need a very complex two-piece mold to get all the small honeycombs out again. And then it's nearly impossible with the thin lines to get all the air out.
You need a lot of evacuation points.
Yes. So I think it's not possible to do it like that in an injection mold style. So it's likely, I never say never, but it's likely a part which can be only done in this way by 3D printing at the moment.
What's the difference between the new version of it? It's called the WC?
Yes, this is the Worldchampion Edition, like WC edition of it. The main difference is it's far wider in the front, like it supports the body shell better on the full length, because mostly in 12 scale we are running now super light body shells, and they're super flimsy in the front, and they tend to drag down on the back straight and at high speed. And this body shell supports, this bumper supports the body shell way better, and it helps that the body shell doesn't go down at the edges. Also, what I did with this bumper, I learned this from the US guys. They adjust the front height of the body shell just by laying the body shell on the bumper. This is also why it's shaped like that.
Those spaces for it.
Correct. Yeah. Like, before they showed me they put O-rings under the bumper to shim it up and down, but then the middle part is in the air, and the bumper can flex like that, and
this supports it much better.
Correct. Yeah. This is the shape of our carbon bumper underneath. This is the perfect shape. It's I made it a little bit tinier and smaller than the carbon piece, so if you have a crash, it doesn't hit the plastic. So you put these under and set the height of the bumper with this part. If you see it also, this shape, let's see if I can show. This shape also matches perfectly with the shape of the bumper, and the bumper matches perfectly with the carbon parts of the Awesomatix car.
It's not the same material like the front bumper. It's a bit stiffer.
This is a bit stiffer. It's not as flexible.
Yeah.
But I made it in the set of this bumper. It includes 3 of these spacers in different heights.
2 millimeters and 1. It's millimeters.
Yes.
2 millimeters and 1 millimeter.
Yeah. And this is a 1.5. Yeah. I first tried to make these shims out of the same flexible material like this, but doing the 1 mil and the 1.5, it's not convenient. Like it doesn't work out as good.
You can combine to get 2.5 or?
Correct.
Okay.
Like I tried it in Europe, what we need to have the body shell height in front, and with the 1, 1.5 and 2 mil, it worked out perfectly. I could make the front height perfect for all the current body shells we use in LMP style classes. And when I went to the US for the Worlds and the US Indoor Champs, I checked with all the guys over there how high they run the body shell and if this spacer set is enough. And I found out it works perfectly. So with these 3 sizes, you can combine to get it to the perfect level. The only thing you need to do at an A12, the carbon bumper plate, it normally sits 1.5 mil down, and we remove this shim to shim up the carbon. And then you use the shims to shim the bumper further.
You're giving a lot of information for just the front bumper.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely easy to understand why you are saying that it's not a copy of something which is already existing. It's your own product. And you're doing a lot of research and development for it. And I'm pretty impressed by what you are talking about. Hey, it's just a front bumper.
It is.
But it's important.
Yeah. I mean, this can change for sure how the car handles and for sure the 8-minute performance. I mean, also in the US, similar bumpers exist, right? And they are also a bit wider and stuff like that. But for example, the thing how to set the front height with these shims, which are specially designed for the car to set the height, like this is something nobody else did before. And so the overall combination of this set makes it like the perfect thing for the racers.
And at the moment, it's only available for the A12.
At the moment,
as far as I know, as far as you know, maybe there is no other manufacturer offering it for another 12 scale car.
No, because I need to research that. Like I have another perfect answer on it. But I think other cars have different systems how they mount the bumper in the front. So I think, I'm not sure if it's exactly possible to set the front bumper height by shims on other cars.
Okay,
I would need to check that, so I can't make a perfect comment on that. But at our car, it's possible, and I mean, I just saw how the guys do it before, and I got teach from my US friends over there. And then I found a way to further improve it and make it usable for everyone.
What do you like more, if we call it MXLR approved or World Champion approved?
I think it's the same.
You are absolutely right. Yeah, okay. I think we had a very interesting look at your new product, at your brand in general, and at the Flex Bumper, that's the name of it, of your front bumpers, your way of production, your behavior in developing products, and I hope that it was easy for some of you to understand what I'm trying to say. It is always easy to understand Max if he doesn't speak German. So it was my first time with an English video. It was maybe your 100th time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it and could understand a bit better what I'm doing and how things work for me, and that it's not just something made in my free time. Like I try to really research and do. I'm not sure if you're able to see, there's also a MXLR or MX logo at the side of your bumper. Also on the other side. I think that's something which shows your loyalty with your own brand, and you love yourself a lot.
Well, I mean, it's one of my products, and if the product is good and is one of mine, I can put my name on it because it meets my quality standards. So I'm okay to put my name on it. Yeah. And if it wouldn't meet my quality standards, the product wouldn't exist.
Yeah. Something I agree with. Yeah. Okay. So. Vielen Dank, Wiedersehen. Wir machen das nächste Mal das Ganze wieder auf Deutsch, dann ist halt für mich auch einfach ein bisschen einfacher. Ich werde bis dahin noch ein bisschen von diesem köstlichen Mineralwasser trinken.
Super köstlich.
Wiedersehen. Was? Köstlich?
Köstlich. Vielleicht sollen wir doch beim Englisch bleiben.
Und heißt ja köstlich auf Englisch. Delicious.
Ja, delicious.
Weißt du, was delicious auf Japanese heißt?
Nee, erklär's mir.
Oishi.
Oishi. Hi.